So this was supposed to be a What Is Gate review. We went to the police screening on Thursday evening, and the film was so cucked that we actually went to go watch King Arthur the next day so we could review that instead. Got the What Is Gate free film through Jared Saunders from Fortress of Solitude.
Fortress of Solitude.
Fortress of Solitude. And Jared, you know, we love you, we love your site, but wow.
Jared, honestly, you need to stop giving us cut films to watch. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting cut. This is the fourth film.
Look, it wasn't as bad as the other films. We weren't really the target audience for What Is Gate, I think.
That's true. What Is Gate actually isn't a shit film if you're between the ages of 9 and 14.
Exactly.
But having said that, Jared, I'm getting very tired of you inviting me and Matthew and all your brothers to watch cut movies together.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm Peach.
And welcome to that movie review.
AKA TMR. Hi boys and girls, so this week we're speaking about King Arthur Legend of the Sword, and before we get into that I just want to say something about the general King Arthur genre. Over the last 35 years we've had about 4 films, King Arthur movies. We had 2004's King Arthur with Owen Wilson and Keira Knightley.
Owen Wilson?
Clive Owen.
Hey, Clive Owen, hey. Clive Owen is brilliant. It's just, I mean, it was a good film, and he's a great actor, but it's not his best film.
Oh no, not by a long shot. Not by a long shot.
Opinion, when you say Clive Owen, I think of Closer. That was a bomb movie. If you've watched Closer, you know it's a very cool movie. It's Natalie Portman in Closer.
Portman is a force of nature.
She's a tour de force.
She is Closer. She is so hot. I mean, barring her acting.
Yeah,
we all know about that.
Fucking brilliant.
She's so hot in that movie.
She's brilliant. And Jude Law is actually in there as well. So in King Arthur.
There was that one in 2004. Then there was one with Roddy McDowell, who was also in A Clockwork Orange, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Anyway, but this was a really cut film, and it isn't really worth mentioning.
You're talking about Malcolm McDowell?
It's Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Anyway, the next one.
Anyway.
We can put your bala in there.
That was such a cut film that, I mean, the dragon that Lancelot fights looks like Waffles from Pumpkin Patch.
From Pumpkin Patch, wow. Pumpkin Patch.
But the really, in my opinion, I mean, you know, outside of the one we're about to review, the one that you should really watch is 1981's Excalibur, which is actually quite a risque and very good King Arthur film as well.
Cool. So for the sake of, you know, not saying the full name over and over and over, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, I'm going to refer to that, or we're going to refer to that film as Calots throughout this review. Calots is a surprisingly good movie. It's got all the regular, you know, Guy Ritchie tropes. I mean, if you've watched Guy Ritchie's previous films, you know, Lock, Stock, Snatch, Rock and Roller, you will, this film will seem slightly familiar to you in the way that it presents itself. So it being a classic Guy Ritchie film, you can expect a kinetic pace, fast cutaways, common British characters, and razor sharp wit.
Well said, Matthew, and I totally agree with you. It's just got that Guy Ritchie template on it. You know what I mean?
The stench of Guy Ritchie. But a good stench.
I was about to say, I thought you liked this guy.
I do like him. Guy Ritchie's awesome.
I gotta admit, when I sat down and I started watching King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, Matthew was late because, well,
yeah, I was late.
I was changing nappies of some cut. Anyway, and I thought that I gotta admit, the film didn't immediately grab me and engross me, and that's because I could see this was a Guy Ritchie film, and I kept thinking to myself, is Guy Ritchie's style of filmmaking going to work with a King Arthur concept and what is traditionally a King Arthur concept? And I gotta admit, it took about 10 minutes for me to realize it will work.
As Arthur, Charlie Hunnam is dashing, you know, and he's quite cunning as well. He's quite, he can hold his own as well in a fight, which is really cool. I like he's a very streetwise kind of King Arthur, which is a very different take to it, which I really dig. And you know, Charlie Hunnam can play these tough guy roles really well. I believe. I'm a flipping huge Charlie Hunnam fan from Green Street Hooligans. But he was also brilliant in, he played in Guillermo del Toro's Pacific Rim, and he will be playing in the sequel. And obviously the one role that he's known for the most is Jack Steller in the Sons of Anarchy TV series, which is one of the best TV series, hands down, for me.
That's with Pullman, isn't it?
It's with Ron flipping Pullman.
Okay. As Arthur's evil uncle, Jude Law portrays his role very well. He injects the character with a fair amount of evil and malice, but there's something about the way he plays the role that says to me he could have given us more. that says to me he's not coming to the party completely. Maybe he didn't want to ham it up. Maybe he didn't want to go balls to the wall, but he's definitely holding back.
No, definitely. I feel that exact same way. He's a bit subdued. And we know Jude Law's a brilliant actor. He could have gone full evil on here, and he didn't. And it's pretty disappointing. And that's one of the things I didn't like about King Arthur, was that they didn't reach the full potential of the bad guy in here. I mean, if you look at other Ritchie films, look at Bricktop from Snatch. He was absolutely brilliant. He's an iconic bad guy. And Jude Law is nowhere near the level of Bricktop in here.
And that's the thing, Jude Law is a good actor. So he's more than capable of giving us
that bigger, better night.
Precisely.
Yeah, he's lacking in the BBN department.
The bigger, better night. Well said, Matthew.
You know what I mean?
Critics have been surprisingly vicious towards King Arthur Legend of the Sword. And while some of their opinions are justified, it's also not hard to see why people might consider this film to be subpar.
I heard a lot of talk about this film before we go watch it, and I went into it expecting it to be kind of cut.
That's true.
And I was pleasantly surprised. It's actually a really good film.
My expectations were some to none and low to no, in all honesty.
I mean, face it, if you're not a Guy Ritchie fan, you won't like this film. I mean, let's face it, Guy Ritchie, he's got a specific style, so he doesn't really have much range as a filmmaker. He's got this established style that he brings out in most of his films. Very rarely does he deviate from this way of filmmaking, and when he has, he's been roasted by both critics and audiences alike.
Yeah.
I mean, look at, I think it was 2003, Swept Away, that romantic stick with Madonna. I mean, first of all, Madonna can't act. The only film she's ever been good in is Body of Evidence.
Well said, Matthew.
You know what I mean? That's the only thing that is an acceptable performance of Madonna. And
I'm so proud of you.
I know. Body of Evidence, baby.
I love that movie.
I love that movie. PJ keeps it in his booth just in case. He's got a copy on him at all times.
That's true. Based on what Matthew just said about Guy Ritchie, you cannot really blame him for sticking to his genre. And this is mainly because we as audience members and the Hollywood execs have pretty much identified what he's good at, and in the process have boxed him and confined him to that style of filmmaking. So it's not actually, it's not really his, it's everyone's fault.
Yeah, it's both his fault for bringing out that style.
Exactly. We all liked it.
We all liked it, and we wanted more.
Exactly.
And we don't want anything else.
We don't want anything else from him. We don't expect anything else from Guy Ritchie.
And I think this is what comes back down to why critics are nailing Calots. I think the ideal King Arthur film has to do with like chivalry, grace, and a touch of fantasy.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's what people want from a King Arthur film.
Yes.
And that's not what you get in this one at all.
Absolutely, Matthew. That's the thing, with King Arthur Legend of the Sword, Ritchie, he injects a lot of fantasy, and it's great because a King Arthur film should have fantasy. But then he marries the movie with very common attributes. And when I say common, I'm referring to like the way people interact with each other.
Yes. It's exactly that. It's sometimes you forget what type of movie you're watching, and it's almost like you're watching like a Guy Ritchie film one moment, and it's like you're watching like a epic, like almost like Lord of the Rings kind of style.
Exactly, Matthew.
Film the next, because the fantasy is on that level. 100%, in certain points.
100%, Matthew. What I'm really trying to say is that I think audience members struggle to buy the idea of a streetwise King Arthur.
True. That could be true, because King Arthur's not the chivalrous knight that we all know and I would imagine some love from the stories of yore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
King Arthur is most of the time a very smart and sophisticated, sort of comedy, action, drama film. And it's got some insane set pieces. It's quite CGI heavy at certain parts, but it's good CGI. It's not anything else. Quality stuff. It's got also some moments of sheer malice by some of the bad guys. And there's a really cool scene where King Arthur travels to this one island. And also that scene is the way it was shot, and it is very Ritchie kind of style. He goes to this island called the Dark Islands or something. Very cool scene. So there's very cool evil elements in this film. And then it's also balanced out with some really cool, funny, laugh out loud moments. It also comes back down to the characters that Ritchie right.
Richie always injects his character with quirky banter, and this is King Arthur is no different. You will actually, myself and Matthew, and I think we were the only guys in the cinema. There were actually times when we laughed out.
Yeah.
We were the only guys laughing. I don't know. If
I actually heard someone behind me. Like,
or something.
yeah, the two of us laughed for this one scene. This scene. Arthur said something, and this guy said, "This guy be like, serious?" I don't know if you heard that. I was like, "Yeah, big." You know, it's funny. So it's that time to give it a score. PJ, please.
100% Matthew, sweet and short as usual. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword is an unexpectedly good movie. It's maybe a bit heavy on the CGI, but it's expensive CGI. It's got quirky banter. It's got good grammar. It's got great set pieces. I'm giving it 7 out of 10, solid entertainment.
I agree. I'm also going to give it 7 out of 10. On certain points, you know, not fully realized bad guy, but other than that small little issue that I have with it, like I said, great CGI, great action set pieces, great drama, great film in general, 7 out of 10. So that's it this week for that movie review. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and thanks for always taking the time to like, comment, and share our videos. We really appreciate it.
We do, boys and girls. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. TMR.
And I kwaai.